therapist to go address our issues. But we sure will be somewhere twerking and buying whatever alcohol they promote and whatever hookah they promote and whatever vaping they promote. But we will not look at when they're promoting, go get this a business coach, go get a life coach, go get a relationship coach, go get a therapist, go get a psychiatrist, a psychologist. We won't look at those things, and we'll sit and we'll say, well, you know, my mother and father weren't married, or my parents got a divorce, or, you know, my sister did this, or, you know, we got to take away the excuses to say we are accountable as an adult, as a 50-year-old woman, 52, and somebody 40, 45. We taking your excuses away. You are where you are based on your choices. You are accountable for what you do, not your grandmother, your great-grandmother, the ancestors, the slave masters. You are responsible for what you are doing right now.
Trey, because you hot right now. You hot, baby. You hot.
Take a breath, girl.
But my man Tyrone, he's got his hand up. Tyrone Sweeney, come to the stage.
Rock doesn't want to be the only man in the conversation.
You're damn right. That's why I didn't go to Sherry.
Hello, all.
Tyrone, you on the hot seat, Tyrone.
Yeah.
That's my cousin.
I've heard a lot of good stuff.
I want to know, did you cheat, Tyrone? Tyrone, did you cheat in your lifetime?
Don't tell it.
In your lifetime. I mean, just ever. Did you ever cheat? I'm not saying on your present relationship. I'm just saying in your entire lifetime. Have you ever cheated? And if you did, what were you looking for?
Okay, so let me answer your question. Okay. And the answer is emphatically no. I was raised in a household by grandparents who were married for 54 years. Okay. And through all of their dysfunction, they survived. They stuck together. And that's what I thought relationships were. Now, I met my
clap on that.
Come on. You got to call Tyrone. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
I met my wife in college, and we dated for 3 years. We lived together for 4 years, and we married. And I presumed that I would be able to max out 54 years in that relationship. In about maybe 14 years in, we were unhappy. She was unhappy. I was unhappy, but we didn't cheat on each other. Mm-hmm. So we made a conscious decision that it wasn't working for the sake of our son and his well-being. We need to be apart. But I didn't understand at the time because she said, well, I could be your wife down the street. And I didn't understand that. My thought process was, the moment I have to go to another woman, what do I need you for? Oh. You see?
I totally understand what she was saying, though.
No, I didn't. I didn't. And she even recommended therapy. We did some therapy. I also did therapy with my son. But I don't think I was wholeheartedly into it. But what I did understand was that if I needed someone outside of my marriage, why am I married? So now I've been single while I was engaged to a woman who had no trust. And when I look for a woman, I look for a partner. I don't want somebody I got to tell what to do, who I have to think for. I need someone who could stand on their own 2 feet, make a conscious decision, and stick by it.
And add to the relationship.
I'm not that decision.
Got to add to you.
If it's not me, please, the door that you came in takes you right back out. So I'm not into, so to say, smashing someone's spirit, their ego, their heart, their dreams. I'm quick to tell you, I'm not interested.
That's it.
That physical part of the relationship isn't all there is. Correct. There's so many facets to a person that you can love, right? Trey mentioned something about, I hate to go there, the vaginal drying, but I understand when I took those.
But he's calling the truth.
Yeah, no, they call that desert puss.
No.
Yes, I understand.
And when they call a man with dry testicles,
raisins, desert balls.
Well, no, she also made a valid point about
Floppy penis?
Lack of erection. But what's happening physically to women is not what's happening mentally to men. You lose interest. And loss of interest, there's no excitement, no erection. Case closed.
True.
Right.
But I do understand when you're married, those vows say till death do you part.
Right.
And if you can't understand and live by that, then why subject somebody to your issues? Right? So for me, my issue is I'm faithful to a fault. I love hard, and I'll give everything I got until there's nothing left. But the day that you decide you need to be somewhere else with someone else, please tell me. I'm grown. We're grown.
Yes.
Make a conscious decision and stick by it. Don't go and then, find out that the grass isn't greener.
Yeah, don't flip flop.
Come home.
But hold on, Tyrone.
Yeah.
I want to address
Wait a minute.
something
I want to propose to Tyrone.
Because Maria said she loved hard too.
Right.
She gives her all.
Married, Maria. He's married.
No, he's not.
I'm single.
He's single.
Eva, you got wrong ears on now, honey. He said single. My ears went boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. You should have seen it.
That part.
Her ears popped out of the headphone and went up and said, "Oh, she's on."
Tyrone, will you marry me?
Nah. That happened right here, right now.
Unfortunately, I don't make decisions without giving it a lot of thought. So I'm gonna have to say no now. But if I get to know you in a few years,
no 90-day fiance.
No, not for me.
This is live TV, baby. Let's go for it. You just want to go on the floor like The Bachelor or something.
You're being cheated. So,
Well, I want to address something with you,
That was a
Tyrone.
good icebreaker.
Tyrone.
Thank you.
Is that we have to understand his level of maturity. He has made a decision. I am not into cheating. I don't want to deal with this. If I don't, and this is one thing I want men to hear, because I hear this often coaching women and talking to women, that men don't tell the truth, when they're no longer interested. And I want men to understand this. Lies, the truth hurts, but we heal. Lies damage, and a lot of women don't recover.
Ongoing.
The truth hurts.
Amen.
And we heal. It takes time. We cry. We get upset.
But we happy at the end that they told us the truth.
Lies damage people's soul, psyche, trust muscle, and they can't go have healthy relationships. So if you don't want to be bothered anymore, just say it. She'll be okay.
But you know what? You know what? You know what I think
Can
about
I say
that?
something?
I think who's that? Yeah, go.
Sherry.
Yeah, Sherry.
Hi, you guys. So I think, first of all, great conversation. I also think that I agree with the maturity, and I'll say it from a stance of I'm married, I'm separated. I've dealt with my husband who was incarcerated. So there were times when I thought I was ready for things, and I told myself I was happily married. But the truth is, how could I be happy? And I was alone, right? Nobody gets married to be alone. So I spent years alone. And eventually I was the person that initially stepped out. Although I felt I was cheated with life, I chose a person when I could have walked away, right? It took me to deal with my own scarlet and S on my chest to heal and self-love in a different way. I lost my parents very early in life, before I was 14 years old. And I had children. I had all these reasons that even though I showed up before I cheated and said, hey, I want to leave, I chose to stay because he asked me not to leave him in a system that was created to separate us anyway. And instead of sticking to what my better judgment said, I said no. And I still live with a lot of those infidelities or Jezebel feelings that I feel like once he came home and we still decided to separate it, I wasted a lot of years holding on to something that I kind of knew had grown and took its course. But it also came from a lot of like almost what Queen Eva said and a few other things like that undealt with. I was also raped as a child, molested by family members. So I kind of had a discourse of these disconnections, which I didn't make excuses for. I was actually mature enough that my parent put me around people and put me around lives that mattered and showed me different, but I was still struggling internally, and life didn't never give me a chance to take a break, right? I lost my mother, I had to finish school, I had to go to college. I was still hitting all these things that people thought I was doing something. I was smiling, my face was painted pretty, but I was literally dying in the inside. And it wasn't even about him. He couldn't make me happy because I was simply not happy. And I didn't even know where to start because it was years of misplaced hurt and pain and not sharing, even though I had siblings that went through the same thing. Only in like the last 5 years, and I'm 39 years old, have we sat down and said, hey, when they touched me in that room, did they touch you too? And I'm the baby girl. So there's a lot of things.
A lot of trauma.
And it's a lot of trauma, and sometimes a lot of trauma bonding, right? Me and my husband, we can laugh now and say probably we was doomed before we started, right? But we have a friendship, right? And we don't want to lose that. That's been more imperative. So we can talk through a lot of our pains and our choices that hurt each other, because we know the saying, hurt people, right? But everybody doesn't have that foundation to be able to do that. And sometimes, even though the resources are there, when you're trying to work 2 or 3 jobs to maintain your kids, or you're trying to please your body that's been exposed to something, or maintain this and that, sometimes it's not so easy to say, hey, I could devote something that seems as simple as an hour, or it just doesn't feel good to revisit those pains and then have to deal with it with your kids or your partner not being there, and opposed to saying this is steps towards it. So that all comes with time, and sometimes with reflection, or sometimes having to hit those pains hard enough or low enough where you say, I can't take this no more. So it's like almost willing to die to live again, like Pastor Mike would say, right? You got to be willing to die in order to live. And sometimes for me, that's what I felt our marriage came to. Instead of till death do us part, it was like, okay, maybe we're both literally dying, and it's not about physically or emotionally dying. It's just that unless we really literally want to die or kill each other, it's time to take a break.
I have a question that I have to ask this because it's very interesting. If you're in a relationship or a marriage, right, and you're no longer sexually interested, right, does that mean that that's the end of the marriage?
No.
It isn't, but for a lot of what we see now in social media and everything, it's I like you too. I don't like you no more. I don't like you no more neither. Let's get a divorce. That's all we see.
There's a deeper issue when you're no longer sexually attracted to somebody, right? You got to deal with the deeper issue. If you are in a marriage and it has become sexless, there's something else going on. The no sex part is just a symptom. It's not the problem. There's a deeper problem that got you there. There was problems way before y'all stopped having sex, and you just haven't dealt with them. It just has boiled over to the point where you no longer are communicating. And at that point, really, so many people don't go get help. When you just can't talk to somebody no more, you need a mediator, because you're saying something and I'm responding because I'm trying to tell you my side of the story, and I'm telling you something and you're trying to respond because you're trying to tell your side of the story. At that point, you just need help, because then it becomes a snowball effect, and that's where the crack is open for the side chick or the side dude.
But I would like to make this a less. Give me 1 second. I got you 1 minute. I would like to make it a less hostile scenario. What I'm saying is, if everything else in your marriage is good, and you are no longer sexually attracted to your mate, right? Everything else, you communicate, y'all talk, you have a good time, whatever, but you're just not there with them, right? Does that mean that your marriage is over?
No, there's still an underlying condition. There is still an underlying root. The marriage is not over. There's a problem why you are not sexually aroused by that person anymore. I'm
not talking about me. I'm talking about both sides of it. You're like, not me. I'm doing the devil's advocate thing. Right.
Like somebody gained weight and
there's an issue of why you're not sexually connecting, and it's usually mental. Even though you communicate, I know people who have become great roommates. They marry, but they just roommates, and there's no satisfaction there. There is something that happened that turned each other off. Sometimes it's the kids, sometimes it's the bills, sometimes it's life. You just sometimes disconnect from the person that you've been with so long, and it just becomes routine. And again, I'm not saying it's a hostile environment. Again, that's when you need help to say, everything else is good. Why are we not physically attracted to each other anymore?
Can I speak to that?
Go ahead, Queen.
I come from a family of long marriages. I come from a Christian family, and I remember at my aunt and uncle's 60th year marriage anniversary, right? The whole family is there, and I love my aunt. She's a Christian woman. She's just a woman of class and poise. And my uncle was a piece of work, and I know that. So I went to my aunt and I said, Aunt Dorothy, how did you do it? And I said, 60 years, like with one man? How did you do it? And she giggled and she said, baby, I had to hold on for 5 and 6 years at a time when I fell out of love just to fall back in deeper.
That's deep.
Wow. That's
what she said to me. I know that my aunt has never been outside her marriage.
Right.
But sometimes our parents and grandparents, many of our grandparents and parents, they had the stamina. They knew that it was more than just their physical attraction. Right. We are so caught up in this physical attraction, and she got fatter. I had aunts that wore the same house coats, and I remember, and Uncle Cole.
And they was married, and I'm
rock house. And you understand? And every year she wanted a room added to that house, and that same house coat. And Uncle Cole made sure he went and got that extra room for his wife. Because it was much more than that. They knew something that we kind of lost, and we have to get it back.
Yes, right. I agree.
I developed a safe conference. It's sexual abuse awareness for everyone, and I just want to speak a little bit to what Sherry was talking about, because we're not apt to go get services. We still don't really trust therapy. We don't. So we need more organizations to go into our communities, because I go into the community centers. I've been in Harlem a few times, but I'm mostly in the Bronx. I'm in Patterson Center. I'm in Claremont Center, and I do the SAFE conference, and I do it with everybody. That's sexual abuse awareness for everyone. We talk about the trauma that happens to us as little girls and the effects of it. You know, what we were talking about is the re-victimization, not having any boundaries anymore, because that's what it does to us when we're violated, or even when we violate ourselves. We take away our natural ability to have boundaries, to respect ourselves. If you go into them strip clubs, 90% of them women have some kind of sexual trauma or physical trauma.
Absolutely.
You know, so these are the things we're gonna have to, people that look like you, people that look like me, we're gonna have to go into these community centers. Listen to this. I am the only therapist that I know in the South Bronx that do a co-ed sexual abuse group. You understand? And you know why I do a co-ed? Because men need to know.
Absolutely.
And women need to know what happens to us after you do it. Because I know that my relatives didn't know what they were doing. They was trying to get a feeling, a 3-minute feeling. They didn't know that it would cost me a life of dignity. They didn't know that I would have children out of wedlock. They didn't know that I wouldn't like myself. They didn't know that I would be in gangs and carry guns and be addicted to drugs. They didn't know all of that. Right. They was just looking for a little bit of pleasure, which could have been a generational disposition. Could have been, didn't have to be, but it's a choice you make. So we need to sit in rooms like this, and we need to say it. I have had men come to me and tell me how they was violated. And that's why they don't stay with one woman, because they still trying to pump up the man. You know, and I'm gonna just say one more thing before I close. And I'm gonna talk about the libido. What I'm realizing, we're dealing with a lot of women, right? Because I do consulting work. And what I find is that even when when they're no longer sexually attracted to each other, as a man, as a husband, you have an obligation to continue to please your wife. That's your obligation. So even if it's erectile dysfunction, there are other things that you've been doing to make sure that she's satisfied, and you can still do it. I find that the ego gets so bruised because they're not able to perform in the manner that they used to, that they just stop oftentimes.
That's deep.
You know, and we need to start talking about this stuff on a real level.
She used to be my social worker too. I want y'all to know
that. I love you, Maria.
I love you too.
And I listened to Maria when she talked about like her T cells and where she was at, and I remember that. I remember getting her chart and looking in it now that she said it, because of course I couldn't have said that first, and looking at it and saying, "Yo, how is she surviving?" You know, and God bless you. I love you, and I love what you're doing.
I love you too. I love you too.
Thank you guys for this conversation.
Yeah. Daria Fennell, you have your hand up. Daria, what's up?
Hey guys. Hey everybody.
Hi, Daria.
Seems like you want to chime in on the conversation.
Yeah, I'm
Come to the stage.
I'm loving it. But I wanted to circle back to Trey. Trey, you are amazing. And what I like is what you said. As Black people, we have gone through so much trauma, but it's time to stop making excuses. Like, we've all been through traumas, and get yourself help. There's nothing wrong with that. Go to therapy. God, therapy, medicine, it's all good. God created therapists for a reason and medicine for a reason. And if you need it, it's no shame in that. I'd rather you ask for help than take your life. And I think Black people are starting to have and open up that conversation around mental health and therapy, and I'm loving it. So this conversation is really, really good.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
Yeah.
If y'all can give me a minute, right? I'm just going to play something a little bit, because 2 Sundays ago, I was invited to go see a performer, Deshaun.
Yeah, Deshaun Nicole.
Yeah, Deshaun Nicole. And I promised that on the show that I would play some of that performance. So I actually have some. So give me about a minute and some change. You're going to see something really dope because she kills it.
Oh, she killed it.
Like, it's ridiculous.
In the cutting room. We went to the cutting room.
It was the cutting room, right? Y'all had food there, right?
It was excellent. To really sit down, hear live music, and have dinner. Right, Janine? It was really, really good.
Awesome. You know what? Let me see what we got here. Hold on. She was killing this. Come on! Carl Brown on the keyboard.
Yes, my keyboard, Matt Wednesday.
Tony on the bass. Who's the drummer?
Nate Jones.
Oh, okay.
No, Nathaniel, Lord, Nate Jones. You gonna kill me, Nathaniel.
And there go Wallace.
Yep. My host.
He really did this.
He did. Oh, no, that's Mike Hammond. That's Mike Hammond performing. Incredible singer.
Thank you, Gilbert Rivera. Yeah, we're having a real talk today. Big shout out to Ralph Montos. I see you.
To be my girl.
Let y'all see that. I had to let y'all see that. It was so crazy. That was so crazy.
But anybody can do Tina Marie.
No, they cannot. They cannot. Deshaun is multi-talented. She has her own single out. What we play. We play towards the end of the evening.
Right. Let me see. No, okay. Oh, that was. Oh, that's. Oh. She's somewhere around here.
Oh, Lord. You are horrible.
Oh, man, I feel so bad. But you know what? I have the live version.
What happened to the love that we...
I have the live version. I have it. Actually, I have the live version.
Oh, of a record?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Of her performing it. I have it, so I can play it. You want to play it now?
Yeah, you ain't shown me that.
No, I have it. I mean, everyone else is going to see it too. I'm just saying.
We're dedicating this to all the women that have gone through... whatever it is that they're going through, the blockage in relationships, the trauma of relationships.
Let me see if this is it. Nope, that ain't it. Hold on.
That's not it.
But that was great, though. That was great. Hold on, wait.
Because, she's one of the most sought-after wedding singers.
No. Nope, not that one. Hold on. All right, that's Christmas. Hold on. All right. She did so much stuff. It's probably always the last one. Nope. Okay, that's fine. All right, I got it this time, y'all. I got it.
You sure you got it?
Yeah, I got it. Here we go. Bang!
It is in rotation. I'm trying to get it here, but it's in Nashville.
This is my song.
So I thank you.
Besides, I am strong.
What happened to the love you shared? The guidance through the years.
You can hear you in the audience.
Oh, I said that.
Yeah. Like my song. Can't take Maria nowhere.
Nowhere. That's what made Mad Wednesday so successful. I believed in the artists. Hey. We giving them a concert and everything today. Look, I put my value into you loving me. That's the problem. She said, it's me who gotta change.
This is right on topic, by the way.
Right on topic.
Deshaun Nicole. This is her single. It's out now.
Yes.
Available on Apple Music.
Yes, every platform. Hey. You won't even try. With all the tears I cried.
Incredible. And then we will get back to the conversation.
She said, you left me broken. Bye-bye. We got to get used to saying goodbye. We hang on too long. We hang on too long.
Word.
Yes. Yes, we do.
I had to play that.
song was appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we're talking about now, right?
Yeah.
How'd y'all like that in the chat room on the Zoom? How you like that, man? Come on.
Excellent. That was good stuff right there. Real singing,
Deshaun Nicole.
real band, real live. Real.
She said real live.
Real live.
Real everything.
Real.
It was
real instruments.
It was an atmosphere that I wasn't a part of, but Maria told me that they had food.
Oh yeah, it was fabulous.
It was like a supper club kind of a vibe.
And she told a story. Every record had a story to it.
Okay.
During pandemic,
she was versatile. Like she did Prince, she did blues.
Yes, she did everything.
Different genres.
Yeah, right. I heard her do like a Billie Holiday thing. She did, right? And I saw it. It was incredible. I mean, she was really all over the place, and everything was dope. She did rock and roll.
Yeah, she sure did.
Yeah,
she know how to do rock and roll well.
Yeah, she did everything. Big shout out to Shauna Cole. All right, gang. So we're back.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, women hold on too long.
Maria just gonna jump right back into the conversation.
I think we hold on too long in relationships. I think when you realize it's done, it's just kind of it's done.
But I'm gonna tell you why women hold on is different. Why men don't hold on, because the women is the spiritual aspect of the relationship.
Right.
Every time a man comes into her, whether he has a condom on or not, she is getting a piece of who he is. Sure. And that spirit connects.
There's a spiritual exchange.
And so therefore, when it's time to break the spirit, men can break without a problem. Mm-hmm. Women can, we don't know how to do that because we have invested so much of our time, so much of our body.
Yeah. Can I ask Tyrone?
Maria, can I add this though, Maria?
Yeah.
That there's another part to that outside of the spiritual. What I realized on my growth journey, I wasn't whole. So I held on to a person because they filled the void for me. They filled the crack.
Absolutely.
So once you realize what is that piece why am I with this person that's treating me bad, right? Mm-hmm. Like so many women are with a man or so many men are with a woman and they're treating each other bad or somebody's treating somebody bad. Once you realize what am I actually getting from this person and realize that you can actually get it from somewhere else. Like a lot of people think that intimacy is just with a man and companionship. Intimacy and companionship is with your family, is with your friends, right? And we think it's with a man or just with a woman. And we stay in these long, abusive, toxic relationships. One, because if it's a toxic relationship, it takes two people to be in a toxic relationship because whole people walk away, right? I'm not in a toxic relationship right now. The last relationship I was in ended because I walked away peacefully. I didn't beg him, he had changed his mind. I could have still asked and held on, but I was whole by myself when I walked in there. It was nothing that he was giving me that I didn't have within me. So I was able to let him go, whether we spiritually or sexually connected. I don't really necessarily believe in soul ties. I believe that the dick was good, excuse my French, and I'm stuck on it. Like Queen said, sometimes we just stuck on an orgasm. It was good sex, but I came into that relationship whole. So when it started going left and he couldn't make a decision, you not making a decision for me is a no for me, sir. So when he couldn't make a decision on where he wanted to go or where we were going, I got my whole happy self up out of there. It hurt. Of course, I loved him, but I was whole. So I said, am I staying in this? And I said, no, you're not staying in this because he's not feeling anything that you didn't walk in this door with. So that's one of the reasons why I believe that we stay in unhealthy, toxic relationships, because that person is giving you something. My last relationship that I was with my son's father for 13 years, he was fun. Like he was so much, we had so much fun. But when we got together to be a couple and bills and things, real life came into play, he wasn't so fun no more. So I had to go and fill that part of my life with doing things that was uplifting to me in another way. So sometimes we're just with people because what is that thing he's giving you, sis? Women come to me and say, I'm staying with him. I don't know why. Yes, you do. What you getting? Like Queen said, I'm getting an orgasm. Other girl, I'm getting the pocketbook. Other girl, he paying my rent. Other girl, he a great stepfather. You staying because that person is feeling something. Go into relationships whole. Get the help that you need so you won't stay with nobody when they're treating you bad.
Amen. We have that
one. I had a question for Tyrone because Maria's saying like one of the other party holds on too long, but Tyrone is like, I was like, this ain't working for me. And she was like, it ain't working for me either. Like y'all both was like on the same page at the same time, or was one person holding on longer than the other person, trying to make it work?
This is for you, Tyrone.
You're on mute, Tyrone, I think.
Better call Tyrone.
You gotta unmute yourself.
Tyrone, you gotta unmute. You're muted.
He's trying to push a button.
Yes.
Can y'all?
There you go.
Sorry. So I wanted to address that something someone said earlier about men don't experience the pain. When my wife walked out the door, it hurt me so bad that for 2 years I had to find myself. And the way I found myself was I had to find my way back to my son, my happiness, my joy. I kind of felt like I had abandoned everything to run the streets, to be all those things that I wasn't. And there was no fulfillment in that. It was just sexual gratification. The fulfillment came in my life at that time. And what helped me to let go was he was more important to me than she. So losing him, I couldn't afford to do. Right now, what was your question again? And I want to show you something, Denise. Turn around, boy.
You want to tour the house?
Tyrone, I just don't understand why you don't want to marry me. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Tashana said he was stuttering when you asked him.
Maria is still on there.
I'm trying to find out why you don't want to marry me.
Maria, you my sister. You don't matter.
Ain't nothing wrong with shooting your shot, Maria. Ain't nothing wrong.
Hello.
That's right.
Come on now.
I am not mad.
It could have went well. That's all I'm saying. It was a 50-50 shot.
Right. I was just going for it.
That's all.
I'm 62. I ain't got that much time. I got to go for it. I'm like the old folk. I ain't got much time. I got to go for the goal right now.
Go for the goal right now. I got to swing for the fences, baby.
I think my question was because Maria said women hold on too long, or either men hold on too long. Was somebody trying to hold on longer than the other one in that relationship? Or was it just like, I'm done with this and you like, I'm done with it too?
Well, okay. So earlier we were speaking about if the sex is no longer good or non-existent, do we stay? I think what happens, and in my case, I held out hope that, this would fix itself.
So you were holding
because
on.
we did nothing to fix it other than to make each other miserable. It took some time to get to a point to realize she wasn't property. She was a person. I wasn't property. I was a person. And I had to figure out whether letting go was going to be beneficial to me. And as I said, it moved me from my son. And I could afford to lose her, but I never would invest anything in losing him. So I think in some instances, we hold on way longer and we destroy the option of ever there being a chance to get that back. Because once the damage is done through the hurt, the pain, all of the things you say, because what comes out of your mouth is in your
can't take
head.
it back.
That's right. You can't. And yes, I think, we do hang on way too long. Sometimes you got to let it breathe. It's like, you pop a bottle of good wine. You don't want to just, start guzzling the bottle. You pour a little bit and you let it breathe.
That's why I want to marry you, Tyrone.
One thing Tyrone said, I just wanted to make sure people heard one thing that Tyrone said. That's so important. Men hurt too. That's the name of my book.
Absolutely.
Men hurt too. Men have feelings too. When men go through relationships, they hurt as much as the women. Women out here, when men go through breakups, they want to see they love their kid as much as you do. They're 100% the father. You're 100% the mother. You don't love your child anymore. You don't hurt any more than a man. We process differently and we move forward differently, but the pain is the same. And like I said, I've interviewed 50 men on my podcast, Men Hurt Too. And each and every one of them said, I feel like people just think that men don't hurt, men don't have emotions, men don't have feelings. And Tyrone said the game changer for tonight, men have feelings too. Men cry too. Men are emotional. They just been taught to mask it a different way. We show our emotions because women are emotional creatures. So we wear our emotions on our sleeve. And men have been taught to be tactical on how they navigate through a breakup so they don't look weak and vulnerable, so they don't look crazy, because they've been taught that don't be vulnerable. So this is why we have to, like Queen said, we have to give them safe spaces. We can't just isolate women and say the Me Too movement. And you know, because R. Kelly was molested by his sister. So how do you remove him from the Me Too movement when he Me Too? So we have to understand this, that we have to come into the room for the men as well to say, men are broken, men are hurting, men have been molested, men have been violated, men have been touched, men have been lied to, men have been deceived by their mother. You know, when I cheated, I taught my sons to be liars because, you know, they were to some degree involved. They didn't really know because they were 5 and 10, but they knew not to tell daddy that that man was at my new apartment. They knew that much. So they were being taught to lie and to manipulate. Yeah. So I had to go back and have conversations with them to say, that wasn't right. I didn't mean to turn you into a liar and a womanizer or to think different ways about women. So we have to be conscious and mindful of that. Men are processing things differently, but they are hurting as well.
There's no doubt about that. Oh, yeah. I remember when I was hurt. I was hurt. You know, I was hurt. You know, I was hurt.
Rock, you wasn't hurt.
I'm telling you, girl, I was hurt.
No, you wasn't. Not with the shake what your mama gave you.
Do you realize there was a pre-time?
That's why he went to the shake what your mama gave you.
There was a pre. There was a pre-shake what your mama gave you. You know, before it happened, and you know.
So you turned to women shaking their booties, and that made you feel good?
Yeah, definitely. Like it was real. You know, it wasn't a bad situation at all. I'm just saying, but. Yeah, I mean.
So you had to hear their different stories, right?
I was. Yeah, that got rough. But I you know, coming out of a marriage at 19 years old, and you're not being able to process the situation, I was very hurt. So I totally understand what you were saying. You know, I was very, you know.
You was 19.
I was 19.
You couldn't do nothing but hurt.
Yeah.
You didn't understand the process of being a man.
And it was terrible. It was terrible.
Right.
Because I was an accelerated teenager, right? And you're right. I didn't understand the process of being a man. I was a boy doing very man things.
Right.
Right? I was driving. I got married. We did the kid thing. I was well off. I had money. You know what I'm saying? So I was a kid doing man things without the maturity. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was kind of a man mimic. Right?
Right.
So when things happened, yeah, I was devastated after that, you know, and
again, and men and women process differently. Yeah. Like a woman will try to look for another long-term relationship, where a man will try to just get up under women to prove that she ain't hurt me. I don't care. You know,
right.
I'm a man.
That he's worth something, all those things.
Plenty of PUSSY out here like this, but a woman will be out here on a pursuit to find another man to get into another toxic relationship with, because she has not gone and healed. She just found somebody, and 2 weeks later, that's her new boo. And then 6 months down the line, she's going through the same cycle of what she went through before, where a man will start to, you know, bounce around. And I'm not about to get into no serious relationship because I've been through this. So we just process differently, but we all hurt the same.
I agree with that shit. That's word. Darius, your hand still up, or you got a new hand up?
Right, could y'all put your hands down if you go in the chat? Put your hand down.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know.
And is your hand sanitized?
Yeah.
My hand is definitely sanitized. I don't play no games with COVID. Definitely sanitized.
Her hand is so sanitized. She sanitized her avatar hand.
She don't want COVID on her avatar hand.
On the avatar hand.
And then it's spread all through the computer.
Queen. Oh, you know what? Hold on, because, you know, some of y'all are watching and y'all ain't jumping on the court. Jacqueline, what's up? You got something to say about this, Jacqueline? Jacqueline, I see you, Jackie.
Is that Jacqueline Almond?
Yes.
No, this is Jackie.
Hey, Jacqueline.
Yes.
Oh, Jackie.
Come
Happy
on.
birthday.
Another Jackie on.
Jackie's birthday was Friday.
Happy birthday, Jackie.
We had the party last
Mama
night.
gave me.
Yeah.
That's right. Shake what your mama gave you, girl.
No, but
So-
I agree with the conversation. I love the direction it's going in. It's giving me insight into a man's thought, because you really think that men don't care when you break up and have these breakups. You just think that they don't care, but it's again, they're processing differently. So I appreciate the conversation, and I definitely appreciate the men that are stepping up and shedding some light on the topic.
Jackie, I'm trying to marry Tyrone. He don't want me.
Yeah, Tyrone. Tyrone was very honorable in his decline.
He let her down gently.
It was gently. He's like, nah, maybe not now. I gotta think about it.
I'm crushed. I'm traumatized.
At least he said he's gonna think about it. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't say no.
He ain't say no.
He might be
wasn't
old-fashioned,
hard,
Maria.
no.
He might like to be the pursuer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you did
We're in 2021. You pursue. You hunt the prey when you 16.
What do they call it? What do they call that woman? Hattie what? Was Hattie something day? What do they call that day when the women?
Oh, I remember that. Sadie Hawkins.
Sadie
Day.
Hawkins Day. Yeah, we went all Sadie Hawkins on the show. Trying to get married.
I love it.
Jamila, come to the table. Jamila, what's up? I've been seeing you in the chat room. You got anything to add to this conversation, Jamila? Yasmin, unmute.
Oh, that's Yasmin?
Yeah. She's there. She's been in the whole time.
My Yasmin?
Yes. Joanne, you got something to bring
that's
to the
my
table?
Aunt Joanne.
Aunt Joanne, Brian, what's up, Aunt Joanne?
Burn. Cornell Burn.
You got Kylie's iPad.
Oh, that's Kylie. Hi, Kylie.
Kylie's in the
Out
house.
of D.C.
Come on, Kylie, you ever cheat?
Yeah, Kylie's married. So let's get her perspective on it.
Oh, boy, yeah, Kylie.
Here we go, Aunt Joanne.
Yeah,
Joanne.
We don't want to ruin your marriage.
Here's Joanne is unmuted. Joanne.
Yes. You hit the button. Joanne, what's up?
Aunt Joanne, how long you been married, Aunt Joanne?
Oh, I stopped counting.
Oh,
no.
32.
32.
All right. So
32 years.
Do you have has your 32 years always been
good?
Right.
Oh, no. I think communication and maturity impacted us at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But after we learned what we were doing, we were able to make some corrections.
Yes.
Oh.
I like that. What year did you guys get married, by the way?
What year?
Yes.
In 87.
Oh, in 87. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's a wow.
That's Aunt Joanne.
Yeah, Aunt
Can
Joanne.
we clap it up for that?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Like, come on. Aunt Joanne, and you don't have to answer this question. You can be like, Rock, shut up, man, right? You can just do that, right? Was there any infidelity during that time? You guys kind of just might have stepped out on each other?
Well, I think there was interest in doing it, but too immature to know how to do it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Y'all ain't know how to cheat?
Some people don't. It's a thought process.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah.
You have to say, I'm going to do it.
Right. That's where you
And
start.
deal with the consequences.
And then figure out how to do it.
Right.
Because you just can't cheat.
Yeah.
You can't just
If
say,
you
I'm
don't
a
wanna
cheat.
get caught.
Right.
No, there's a lot of energy that goes into that.
Yeah, it is.
You got to figure out where you're going to go, how long you're going to be, what's the excuse going to be.
Right.
Like, there's a lot that goes on with
Right.
that, you know.
Yeah, too much. Yeah, too much.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But
Trey's like, too much.
Yeah, I know.
But
She
Aunt
like,
Joanne,
shit.
if you had to give someone on here advice about being married for the 32 years, what advice would you give them?
People change. You're not the same person 20 years later that you married when you were in your young 20s or whatever.
Right.
Yes.
And
You evolve.
You have to change and accept the changes. And if you don't like the changes, you have to let go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. She spoke truth in that moment.
But let me ask, because everybody on the Zoom and in the room is probably over 40, and it's the younger kids that seem to not want to get married and just do what they want to do. So how do we, like, you have kids, Rock, how do your kids, what's their mindset on monogamy or relationships or marriage? Or
that is funny, actually, because my oldest daughter just got married. She's 36. She just got married about it was like April that she got married. My other daughter, who is who identifies as a lesbian, is also married, actually, with 2 children. My son is not married, but he lives very close to his baby's mother in Texas, and he moved there deliberately to be close to his child. Mm-hmm. So he did that. So I'm going to go, for the most part. I think I affected them in a positive, negative way, right? Because they ended up being very
negative behavior made them your wild behavior made them want to be monogamous.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing like when you see when you're the child of an alcoholic parent, and you never want to drink. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's the same kind of concept, I think. Because I'm just thinking about it. Because you asked me something, and I'm like, huh?
The young people are committing. It's the old,
really?
It's the old one. Yeah.
Yeah, she messed me up with that because I'm like, well, hold on, what are they doing? But they're all sort of in these, one-on-one relationships. They're not really bugging.
They must not watch social media and stuff, because social media, that's another culture.
Right. But you got to remember, my generation of kids are, my daughter's 36, and then everyone else kind of falls like right under that. So they're the generation before the generation that y'all are talking about. Right? Yeah, matter of fact, they're the parents of that generation.
Wait, but Normandy is young.
Who?
Girl,
all those Love and Hip Hop kids that are just
Cardi B and all
switching partners.
Yeah. And they out of your
generation.
The younger people are committing. Like, I have nieces and nephews and people whose children that I coach who are complaining that they would want their children to kind of sort of branch out and date. The younger people are really committing, and more than the older people are. Like, it is the older people who are out here who are wilding out. Like, it really, if you really look at it,
older ones are wilding out.
Not media, not social media and reality TV. That's for entertainment.
Right.
These people want jobs. And within my family circle and within my community, my 2 nephews, they went to the military, got married, have 2 children. One of them got married. One of my nieces, like, they really are committing and making a commitment based on, like Rock said, they don't want what they see what we have, like older. They don't want the divorce. They don't want the craziness. So they're committing, like, we don't want to be like y'all. Y'all are like really the problem. Like, I see like a lot of millennials that are in one-on-one relationships who are getting married, engaged. If you really look at social media, you're seeing a lot of that. Like, so there's something wrong with the older generation right now. I don't know, they say men go through midlife crisis, and the older women our age, between the ages of, I'm going to say 40 and 60, have been so hurt by the brown men who we thought were supposed to protect us, that our trust muscle has been weakened. So we out here, we don't trust nobody, which I always say, you don't trust the chooser. Like, I trust myself. For a long time, I didn't. So I always said I don't trust anybody. It was a matter of me not trusting me. But now the women our age, between the ages of 40 and 60, I'll say, who've been cheated on, lied to, got half brothers and baby mamas, and man has side chicks. We're the ones that are afraid of commitment. We're the ones that are broken and bruised and battered. But the young people, they trust. They're like, oh yeah, we getting ready to get engaged. We getting ready to get married. So we got to really, if you really look, you'll see that, because the people who are our age and that generation there, we need help from what we saw growing up. That, uncle bring over the girlfriend, it was normal, or mom had this and dysfunction was normal. Our children are like, we're not messing with y'all. We're not messing with it.
Yeah, even my stepkids that I raised, they're in very, very monogamous relationships. Very monogamous, actually. Very. Got married like early, and they have been with their significant others 10 years plus. You know what I'm saying?
So shake what your mama gave you. Help them.
It might have helped them. I don't know. I'm just saying. Some good came out of it, baby. They was like, I know we're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, yeah, they're really all sort of in like these committed relationships. So, yeah, they rebelled against the cheater, right? The way that you rebel against the alcoholic, right? You're like, I'll never take a drink.
So you was the cheater and they rebelled against you.
And they rebelled. They went, we're not doing that. We know that doesn't work. Dad doesn't work.
They rebelled against his behavior.
Against my behavior. Yeah, because they still love me. But they're like, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, no one's ever asked that question. Thank you, Denise. Like,
that was a good
I had to think about it. Yeah, I had to really think about that shit. Like,
well, maybe that's what turned you around, because they're straight and you're like, oh, it's working for the kids.
Yeah, maybe I need to do this shit.
Are you in a committed relationship, Rock?
Yeah. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? So,
are your cheating ways gone?
Yeah, I'm done.
You don't look at other women and say, dang, I want to be with her.
Nah, no, not at all. I got to tell you, you know what I'm saying?
Or is that because you need glasses now? You can't really see.
Well, definitely there's a vision issue. There's a vision issue. But you know what
they look like no more.
I'm like, I can't see you, gal. You know.
Is that a big butt or the table over there?
That big butt is at your stomach, girl. I don't know which way this is going. Right?
Nah, silly.
But you know, what happened was, I got older. You know what I'm saying? I got older, and I was like, you know what? You're kind of looking for your death partner, really, or you're looking for somebody that you can get along with.
Partner.
Listen, at 55, the person you're going to be with, you want to make sure that person is the person that you die with, right? And
I'm 62. What kind of hope is that for
listen,
me?
You're going to need a death partner, girl. I'm just saying, right? Go get
I don't want a death partner. I want a living partner.
Yes, but they'll ride it out with you.
May die.
They'll ride it out with you, right?
Okay, ride it out.
Ride it out with you. You want to ride it out partner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that's better.
Right, because it's a death partner. I'm gonna marry me, gonna die.
So I think that where I'm at now.
That's not encouraging for Tyrone.
Yeah, Tyrone.
Because I'm older, so you got him thinking I might pass on before him. He really ain't come back.
Get the insurance. Get the insurance, buddy. I'm just saying. She's 62.
Denise did tell you I'm 57 years old.
Oh, hey. He's your generation. He was a. Let me see.
Range.
Yeah, you're in the range. When Maria was a senior, you were like a freshman. Right? You were a freshman. Maria was a senior. This is what we're talking about. Right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what it could work. He's in your range.
You got to be looking for a death partner also. I mean death.
Word up.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm committed though. I'm good. I've
I love this show.
I've thrown my wayward words, my wayward ways into the dust.
You threw your shake what your mama gave you words into the ocean of forgetfulness.
Yeah, and I've been around, so I think you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been around, so I've had enough.
When you look back at your album cover with the butts on your head, do you regret it, or do you say I can't believe I
don't think you regret the butts on.
Hell no! Listen, at 27 years old, you want butts on your head too. I wouldn't do it now, but then I was very excited.
Don't talk like that in front of my Aunt Joanne.
No, I'm sorry, Aunt Joanne. I'm sorry.
And how does that photo shoot go? They're like, oh, put your butt.
Okay.
How does the
all right, I'm gonna reveal a secret, and then we're gonna move on.
Was it artificial intelligence?
No. The butts was there. No, there's no doubt. Listen, I would not have had fake butts. But I'm actually. There's a chair on its side, and I'm kind of sitting down like this, and the girl's actually standing, so I'm actually kneeling down in that actual
they
picture.
just made it look like they butts were closer to your head.
No, they were close. They were right there. I'm doing this. I can touch them.
Did y'all take an STD test and all that before?
We didn't get all close like that. We didn't get all sexual.
I ain't playing.
I just had to touch the butts. But yeah, I'm crouched down, and they're behind me, but they're standing. So I'm actually the one that's actually uncomfortable. That was the one shot that worked out, because we took about 15 others, and I was so uncomfortable in that position that my face didn't look right, and that was the one that they caught that I was actually smiling. Okay. So that's actually the story behind the album cover. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my mom was not happy with the album cover.
The life of an entertainer.
Yeah, it was a struggle. My mom was pissed off
for a long time.
No, it was instant pissed. You know, I brought it home. I'm like, Mom, look, I made a record. She looked at the record. She said, how the hell am I going to take this to my church people? They can't see this shit. And then she used the word shit. So that was, you know, and I was so happy. I was so happy I made a record. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she was more concerned with the booty.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, well, just take the cover out of some. I don't know, you know, but yeah, she didn't take it to church.
All right, guys. I'm sorry, excuse me, but I have to go, Marie.
Yes.
Queen, we about to go too.
Really enjoyed this, and I will be back.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Right, I'm going to bring you to one of my Women's Days.
Okay.
Please do. Please.
I'll get your contact information from Maria.
Thank
you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I'll definitely be back.
Shit, we done did 2 hours again.
Yes, we did, but it was a good 2 hours.
Oh, it was a great 2.
Deirdre Fisher didn't say that Fisher's still there?
She was there early. Yeah, she's there. Deirdre, where you at, girl? You ain't sitting there all night. Unmute
That's
your mic.
Minister Deirdre Fisher.
Oh, Deirdre, you were supposed to have a lot to say, Minister Fisher.
She must just be on and she ain't on.
Yeah, she on.
Deirdre Fisher Camp.
Unmute
your mic, Deirdre.
Probably went to fell asleep.
So what are we doing? What are we doing? When's the next Mad Wednesdays? Well, wait, I heard something.
Uh-oh.
Deidre, you up? No, she's still asleep. Wait, hold on. Wait, something happened.
While we wait, and Deneen,
yes,
take a look at the screen. My Christmas present.
Hey, where'd he go? Y'all gotta say something.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh yes.
No, that's all that is. How y'all doing?
You say Deneen?
Who's that? His son?
Did he hear the conversation?
Yes, he did. He was working though.
Let me ask him a question.
Let's just go ahead and ask.
That's my stepson.
Hold on, because
that's your stepson, Maria.
Tyrone. That's our stepson.
What is your first? How old are you, and what is your view on relationships? And do you believe in monogamy?
I'm 29. Yeah, I believe that monogamy is a beautiful thing. I believe for some people it's a great thing. I don't believe it works for everyone.
Oh.
Are you monogamous?
Am I currently in a relationship? Or am I a monogamous person?
Are you a monogamous person?
Are you a monogamous person, or you kind of out there kind of doing it?
Dating.
I mean, so I'm currently in a relationship, so I am practicing monogamy, but do I think like I'm stuck in the box of monogamy? No, I think I could do more than just monogamy.
Have you always been monogamous?
No.
All right, that's what I want to know. Thank you. Okay.
As a younger person in the room, because everybody in here is
we old.
Yeah.
Y'all speak for your damn selves. I am not old. Sorry, boo.
We experienced. Sorry.
If we draw straws, Maria, you got the longest straw.
I don't care if I got the only straw. I am not old.
All right, now you know
I
you're
beg
actually
your
very
damn
young.
pardon.
You're very young, and I'm only 7 years younger than you. So
thank you, young one.
Appreciate you.
How'd you like the conversation?
Oh, hold on. I walked away from him. Hold on.
She said, how'd you like the conversation? I didn't have the opportunity to hear a lot of the conversation. I was working at the time, so I missed it a bit. I heard like the very beginning when you all were talking about COVID a little bit, but then I missed most of the relationship part.
Okay.
Which was the best part?
You missed. I proposed to your dad. He did not accept it.
Let me ask you another question. Being that your parents,
you don't even know what to say. It was like, whoa.
Being that your parents got divorced, and I don't remember how old you were when they were divorced. Did that affect your how you view marriage and relationships?
My perception of relationships?
Yes. Did your parents' divorce affect your perception of relationships?
I mean, I'm sure that it has some type of effect on my view of relationships. I don't directly correlate it to any of my views on relationships. However, I I do believe in getting out of a relationship if it's not working for you, if it's not working for one party, for both parties, whatever the case may be. I don't believe in sticking in a relationship that anybody's unhappy with. And so I think that's one takeaway that I gained from their divorce. I think it's a positive takeaway, though. I don't think it's a negative thing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
That's nice.
So are we doing a show next week or are we off? Because after that, then we won't be back from 2022.
We doing a damn show. Why won't we do a show next week?
What's next week's date?
The 27th.
Christmas Eve, isn't it?
No, Christmas Eve is
it's Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be back on the 27th.
Yes, we will.
And then after
and we'll
that,
do something fun.
Yeah. And then after that is New Year's, and then we're back in 2022.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of dope.
Thank you, everyone. Thank
Yes,
you, Coach
thank
Trey,
you.
Dr. Love,
Yes.
Queen,
Aunt Joanne, Daria.
This was a tremendous conversation, guys.
And my Sherry.
Sherry came in hard body.
Yeah, Sherry came in hard body.
Callie, Jacqueline, Deidre.
Thank you, Jacqueline Almond.
Right.
Did Tashana stay on?
Shauna's gone.
She popped out. And, big shout out to Queen.
This was a hot conversation.
It was great. I'm glad we did a part 2 because we got so much accomplished.
But I do want to say this. I think that I've never been in a relationship in my life because of my mother.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
She had 6 husbands. She had 5 husbands.
Affecting you now?
Yeah. Because I've never been in when I look at the relationships I've been in, never anything serious. Maybe wanted to get married, but then didn't want to get married. I get tired of people. I don't. And I think maybe that's just me. I want them, and then I don't want them.
Right. So does that mean
you just haven't found the right person?
Does that
Absolutely.
mean exactly? Does that mean you don't want to live with them, or you just get tired of them entirely?
You know what?
Because sometimes you can't live with a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my expression. But.
No, I can live. I have no problems living with people, but I guess I'm just I'm one of them TV people that I watch movies at night where people like so in love and they just do incredible things for each other. I guess I saw all the uncredible things that I'm the bathtub. I can just go to the movies. We can just go to the movies, lay on each other and go to sleep, have some champagne, do fun. I'm one of them people
was looking for movie love.
No, not movie love.
Cinema love.
Because I don't believe in the fairy tale thing and the prince and that's for white folks. That ain't for black people. Because we're more complicated. We're not one of them people that we we fall right in love and we work because we've come through so much. I don't want to say dysfunction, but as a people we've had many generational challenges.
100%.
And even with the Bible, people say, "Oh, I don't believe in the Bible." I believe that the children of Israel was us.
Right.
We were hard-headed. We didn't listen. We are God's chosen, and I truly believe we are God's chosen. But we misbehave.
Coach Renee, is there such a thing as love at first sight? Is that real?
You said who?
Is there such a thing as love at first sight? Is that real?
Yes, there's a such thing as love at first sight. Because if and when it's love at first sight, if you see somebody and you connect with them, it's a lot of people have met, connected, got to know each other, and they've been together since that day. So it was love at first sight. They were willing to build on the initial, we saw each other. They just built a life together. You know what I'm saying? When they first saw each other, they just carried it on and it just went into what they wanted it to be. I believe that when two mature people meet, that is possible. I might see somebody tomorrow. Lord, where's my husband? I've been asking you. I'm patient, but I've been asking.
Me too, girl. Speak on my behalf.
I might see somebody tomorrow and we might connect and start talking and we'll be telling this story 10 years from now. We knew on that first day when we started talking, and from, December 22nd, here we are now 10 years later. So that's what I think love at first sight is.
And that is so true because you've grown into a maturity.
Yes.
That things that you won't accept.
Right.
From each other. Because now you're older And you know, and not that it's a death partner, but you're looking for a different kind of partner. Lord,
but Maria, you got it right though. You're looking for a person that's as tired as the games as you are, right. And I think that when you get to a certain level of maturity, that's what when those two people come together, that's as tired of the games and the nonsense, and it's not rocket science. Right. If you have a problem, let me know. If I have a problem, I'll let you know. What do you need? Come into a relationship knowing what you need, right? Come into a relationship knowing that this person is not responsible for your happiness. Absolutely. Right? Nor are they responsible to make you miserable, right? We get that mixed up. We think somebody's supposed to come in and make us happy when we're supposed to be happy already. And we don't let go. And I say this all the time. I don't cut people off. I let them go when they start showing me the signs that they no longer want to be in my space. I let them go because nobody is supposed to be in my space and cause me any discomfort or misery. There will be things like, you put the toilet seat down. Like, there are some things that I will tolerate, but I have non-negotiables and deal breakers. I have non-negotiables and boundaries that you will not cross. But there are some things that I will, that it's not that serious, right? You know. I
got a toilet seat question.
Yes.
Right, because I want to know. Now you brought it up, because it's been a thing for me. Like, I want to know, right? Why y'all get pissed off by that? Why, if the toilet seat is up, right? I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I leave the toilet seat up, right? Why do y'all get mad? What happened?
Because it's inconsiderate.
You wake up in the middle of the night, you go in the bathroom when it's dark, and you fall in the toilet.
Oh, is that what it is? No one's ever told me that.
Rim, and your booty hit the wall.
Yeah, your booty hit the rim and it's cold.
Like, oh my God.
No one's ever told me this. Listen, I'm 55 years old, and I just found out why y'all get mad. If someone would have said that, maybe I'd have better marriages. I'm just saying.
Lord have mercy.
No, you leave the toilet seat up. I hate that. So, I didn't get it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
There you go.
So y'all fall in, basically.
So do you get mad because the toilet seat is down?
No, I cut loose. I'm fine. Up, down, doesn't bother me. That's what I'm saying. I was never affected by it. But I didn't know why that was such a thing. I'm serious. I didn't know why that was such a thing for women.
How insensitive.
I'm glad we can help.
I didn't know y'all fall in.
Toilet seat.
I figure y'all would look and be like, let me put it down. You know,
no, not when you sleepy and you get ready to sit down in the toilet and you sit on some cold ass rim.
Yeah, even if you're not sleepy, you
gotta hurry up.
All the seat to be down.
I so need a camera in my bathroom.
Really gotta pee. That extra step is making you have an accident.
Right. Okay. All right. Now, I get it now. Okay. Thank you, ladies.
We needed Robin on this call too.
Yeah. I don't know what she is. I gotta call her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wasn't even in the chat room today. Actually, I know she had a thing at work.
It's 7.
Yes.
You ready to push it?
We thank everybody. This has been a wonderful, wonderful conversation. And I thank y'all all for being a part of Can't Be Silenced podcast with Maria Davis. Go on my website, www.can'tbesilenced.org, because Deneen created it along with Gwen Kingsbury of Brand Elevation Marketing. Wow. And take a look, stroll around.
Join the mailing list.
Yes, join the mailing list and
make a donation.
I have a toy drive also on Thursday. It's a pop-up at 333 Lenox Avenue, and it's a toy drive, and it's a cash bar, and we're going to still be celebrating Jacqueline Almond's birthday, and champagne for the campaign. And the pop-up is in her on her premises of her building that she owns in Harlem between 126 and 127 in Lenox Ave. And there'll be food vendors. There will be candle vendors. There will be, Jackie's going to be doing hair and eyelashes. Clothing vendor. There will be Jiggy Bling with her nails. There will be the Nubian crown. And there will be me selling my African American expression calendars and stuff.
Nice.
So I decided to do it because
I want to find your jacket. Right, keep talking. Hold on.
Oh, I did the last minute. I felt that it was important that these vendors were black vendors and young people, very young, and that except for Jiggy Bling, she's 50-something. My daughter's like, Ma, everybody ain't young here. I said, okay, but I just thought it was so powerful seeing these young women and young men get there. Oh, it's a guy that sells muscle. He calls it muscle juice. He lost 60 pounds and he did it through juicing. So that was very powerful. He sold out his juices too, but he'll be back too. And just the camaraderie and everybody coming together and holidays. This Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Yeah. You threw my din off.
I got this thing. Hold on. I gotta show you this jacket, this African jacket Maria has. Hold on.
Yeah, this young lady.
Where did you get this jacket from?
From a young sister. I forgot her. Her name is Rosalind, but the name of her company is. Let me find it right here because people was asking me last night.
Can they see it?
That's Jacqueline Almond. Hey, party, it's your birthday. You gonna party like it's your birthday. Let me find her Instagram page. Let me tell you something. People are calling me hot off the press trying to get booster shots and COVID tests.
Here goes the jacket.
Oh, yeah, I love that jacket.
Booyah! There it is.
Booyah!
Right. There it is. Right.
So we're going to have her there. And she has all of these incredible jackets.
Yeah, so you got that in Mad Wednesdays, is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, Dee just said we never asked. We never asked.
Dee just said what?
She was talking to Rock about the toilet seat.
Oh,
you.
You never asked.
Oh, is that what it is?
Okay.
See, she had the same situation. She never told him. It's like, because he never asked. See, we walking around crazy now. We don't know nothing. There it is. All right, y'all. So there it is. That's what's up right there.
And
that is beautiful.
I love that jacket.
That is beautiful. So
here it is. Here she is. What is it? Shivens. SHIYENZEFASHION. Fashions.
Okay.
Cheyenne Fashions. I think that's how you say it. Cheyenne Fashions.
Oh, Dee just said, oh, she told them.
And he still left the toilet seat up. Damn.
Rock, look at that jacket. Look at that right there.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Look at that.
Yeah, you guys got to go to the website. You should have sent me more pictures. I'd have put them up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ride out with Deshaun because it was a fantastic show, and I want you guys to kind of experience it. So y'all can hang on. I'm going to let it ride to the end of the song, and then
we love you. God bless you. Mad Wednesdays will be in the new year, but on January 1st, we will be at the Shrine. We have our holiday Kwanzaa family celebration where we have a live band, young people performing. We feed them, we give them gifts, we give the parents gifts. So if you can and you want to volunteer, you want to make a donation, or you want to bring some board games on Thursday to 333 Lenox Avenue, you can. We'll be there from 3 p.m. to midnight, trying to get those last minute shoppers. And we hope you come out. Music will be by DJ Bring 'Em Out. So come on and party with us, have a drink with us, have a holiday drink with us. We appreciate you, and I love you. God bless you, and we'll see you next week on the 27th at 5.
5-ish.
5-ish.
It's a rotation. I'm trying to get it here. So I Ladies and